a beautiful new high density area. We have high density that stretches across this new highway, and we filled in this area. We got some cool aesthetic choices that I'm really digging. I'm thinking that they're looking really cool. And we have this very dense populated area, which is awesome. We're starting to really beef up our population, which is amazing because we're starting to see some traffic jams. And I'm actually really excited about traffic jams because I love playing around with traffic. It's probably one of my favorite things. It's just so much fun to solve those problems. That's not what this is about. This is about our high density, guys. High density. But guys, let's get into the meat and the potatoes. Today, there's gonna be a lot going on today. We have a lot to do, but it's gonna be a fun one because we're gonna be seeing big changes in our city. The first one of which we reached small city, which is really fun because now we have access to our high density offices and we are going to be using them today. I'm really excited about that. So let's get into it. So the first thing that we'll do is we're actually gonna come into our high density offices and then we're gonna come over to some areas in our city in which we had set aside for high density offices, like over here, over here, over here. I'm gonna leave this area low density for now, and then we'll kind of see what happens afterwards. But now we'll press play, and these should start building out in our low density. But the main area of focus is going to be this area right over here. The first thing I'm going to do is we're going to create a district over here. So if you have a name for this little district, put it in the comment section, because that will be fun. Yeah, put your names in the comments and I'll pick one. The next time that I record, I will pick one. Or whenever somebody says one, we'll do it like that. So yeah, we have this district here and now we're gonna start building out this area a little bit. What I would like to do first is I would like to add a ferry system over here, a harbor. So I'm gonna turn off snapping because this is gonna give us tons and tons of problems. And I would like it if we could put our ferry right in here. It would be cool to have it here, but it obviously won't fit. So I'd like it right over here. And we need to do a few things first in order to put it here. One, we need to move Evergreen Street. That's right below where this like ferry system kind of thing is. Two, we have to turn Hemlock Street into a zonable area on this key side right here. So how we'll end up doing that is I'm gonna grab our roads and we're gonna create a little road right here. And then we're going to come into our level terrain tool. We're gonna grab this height and we're just gonna send it out about this far. We're gonna come into our bulldoze tool and we're gonna take out Hemlock Street just for now. And then we'll redraw it. And that way we have zoning on this side. The next thing that we're gonna do is we're gonna have to come into our 2-lane roads, come into our replace, turn off snapping, and we're gonna have to bring this road over a bit. So I'm thinking we'll probably bring it about here. And if that's not enough space, then we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. But now all we do is we just make this as straight as possible all the way through, and we'll have this fun little intersection over here, but that's fine. And now let's place this down. Let's turn back on snapping, and it fits. Awesome. Cool, so we'll place it right here. Awesome, cool. And then we can delete this as well. And now we have our harbor down, which is super fun. What we're going to have to do before this is operational is it doesn't have any power because this is just connected to this highway here. And it doesn't have any sewer as well. So we'll come into our roads, we'll come into our road services and turn on our lighting. And we'll bring our lighting all the way over from our other highway interchange all the way over here as well. Well, it seems like we have a bit of a traffic issue over here. Do we have lights? No, we do not. Okay. Well, we'll leave it for now and we'll come back later and see if that's a problem that persists. Come into our water pipes and let's draw our pipes over here. So let's see. Oh, right here. Cool. Put them right under the road where apparently they belong. Awesome. So now our harbor is functional. What we do have to do though is we have to draw our seaway. So let's start that right over here. I'm gonna come out just a little bit and then we're gonna curve in right about here. Awesome. And now let's connect this up. So let's draw a line right over here. Perfect. Cool. So we have our harbor working. Everything is looking good. So now we got to start building over here. And I'm really excited because this area, I think it's going to look really cool when we're finished with it. It's going to be mostly high density and medium density. When we start bringing in the high density around here, you'll notice that we actually don't need a lot of high density for the amount of people that are going to live here. But so we may end up like having to put down just a little bit of high density in the beginning. And then over time, as this area kind of like matures, then we'll have to add more high density in where some of those medium density spots are. But I would like to have a little bit of fun over here. So the first thing that we're going to do is I'm going to grab this 2-lane road. We're going to turn on pretty much everything. And I want to have a little bit more fun in this area. So the first thing I'm going to do is I think we're going to extend this road a bit. So I'm going to grab up here and we're gonna send this road out. Perfect, just up here, just at a clean 180. Awesome. And we'll send it up to here. And I just think this is just kind of adds a little bit of a cool aesthetic over here. The next thing that we're gonna do is I would like to add an elementary, when we do our services over here, we need to add an elementary school. We're gonna need to add fire station, police station. We're probably gonna have to add a crematorium as well as a medical clinic and a bunch of parks. So for our school, I'm thinking could be a really cool spot is one right here in the middle of right here. Just because it's very centrally located, it's right on these two collectors that kind of go across. I think that that would be a really good spot for the elementary school. But what I think could be a fun idea is actually putting the elementary school kind of diagonally, right? So I'm gonna place it right here, perfect. And then we're gonna add a road that kind of comes across. Now, I wanna make sure that this road is in kind of a thoughtful spot. So I've done some testing, if you will. And this road, if we place it right here, actually comes very close to this intersection. So we're actually gonna start at this intersection. And then to make matters just kind of easy, we're gonna do a 45-degree angle off of this intersection right here, if I can get it. So let's turn everything off and we'll do zoning cell length and snap to 90. And we'll do a 45, just like that. Awesome, cool. We'll turn on all of our guidelines as well. And then we'll just honestly send this out. And I'm trying to make sure that we get that 180, and it doesn't want to because the school's in the way. So we'll have to take this school. We'll have to move it back a bit more, which is fine. What's actually interesting is that the school doesn't want to fit anymore. So we'll put it right here, and I want to see, this is really interesting. So we're actually gonna take this back and we're gonna try drawing this again. Yeah, so we're gonna redraw this, and we're gonna start from this road right here. So if we come out at a 45, we'll have room for the school, and we'll have much more room for the school. So we'll do a 45 here. We'll bring it all the way over to this road right here. Perfect. And then we're gonna continue this up over here. So we'll do a 180 and we'll bring it up to right about there. Perfect. And now we can grab this school and we can set it right in here. We are going to have to turn off all of our snapping though. And we'll bring it right in here just like that. And it's not perfect, which is frustrating. And honestly, I don't think it's ever going to be 100% perfect right over here. But if you zoom out, you don't know the difference. And honestly, I'm just gonna put the upgrades in right now. So we're gonna put in a park, and then we're gonna put in the children's clinic as well. And now we have these really cool roads across here. And I really like the way these look. And I would like these to be kind of like a centerpiece for the community a little bit. And one thing, I actually wanna fix this. So we're gonna put that there. How we're gonna do that is, I think in these areas, because we're gonna have a bunch of different densities, mostly medium and high, not a lot of low, just because it's not going to be very needed. But what I think could be a really cool idea along here, along these diagonal roads, is to kind of focus all of our medium density row housing along here. I think that could look really, really cool because we can have our paths kind of intertwined around there. I think it could just look for a really interesting aesthetic. So that's how we're going to play that. Really quickly though, I do want to grab an alleyway. We're going to turn off everything but snap to existing geography and 90-degree angles, and we're going to bring this road right across here. And I don't think we're going to connect up. I think that looks too stupid. But this road right here, I would like it to connect up to this other diagonal road. I think that makes a little bit of sense. What we will end up doing though is drawing a wee bit of a path over here, just so that these connect up. Perfect, just like that. That way, if you're walking on this street, you don't have to come down here, cross again. That would just make no sense. So now that we have this in, we can start to bring in our zoning, which I'm super excited about. I think actually before we do that, we should probably place our city services first. So let's actually do that, and let's actually do our parks as well. So one of the main ones that I want to do is I want to come over to our Grand Hotel, and I would like to place this because I think this could be a really cool start of our skyline. So I'm thinking, let's turn on our snapping. I'm thinking we place it like right in here. I think that could look really cool. And what we'll do is we're not going to add any zoning around the hotel, just because it would look really dumb if you had an office building or a residential building. That would just look super dumb. But we'll add some paths along here to make it look a little bit more complete. We'll do all of our paths kind of in the same time, and I think that's going to look cool because the paths are going to help with our zoning and everything. So actually, now that I say that, let's do the paths right now. We'll focus on doing our medium density, but our paths are going to be a big part of making sure that everything makes sense. So for areas like this, we won't add any zoning in right here. We're going to do parks right here. We'll do another one over here. We'll do a larger park right here as well. But all along this street, we're going to have our medium density row houses. So let's put down some paths in areas so that we can place them in. And I think we won't do the full 6 out of 6, but I think like a nice 4 out of 4 in this area could work really nicely. And then we'll take out these paths right over here. Perfect. And then we'll come into areas like this, and this would make sense to have paths around it. Perfect. And we'll do like a 2x2 right over here. Awesome. We'll take these out and we'll see, we can add a few more on either side. Perfect. And then we'll do another, I'll do a 4x4 because we don't need the 6s. I think that would be a little bit too big. Perfect. In this area right here, let's see, does it make sense? This would be a 2x2. Can we get more? We can't. Okay, so that's dumb then. Let's do like a little mini parkette. But over here, we'll add some paths and we'll do 4 or we'll do 5, just so there's a little bit of variance. Perfect. And then we'll do some across here as well. So we'll grab our paths. Awesome. And we can do 3s over here, which is perfect. For whatever reason, this one doesn't like what we did here, which is very, very strange. Don't really... so if we have this path, for whatever reason, it likes this, which I don't really understand, but we'll leave it in. And what we'll do now then is we're going to connect up this path to the road right over here, and we'll bring this around as well. Perfect. And then maybe we'll do like a mixed housing over here. I think that could be kind of cool. Perfect, just like that. Awesome. And then we'll come over here and we'll do the same thing. This will probably be another parkette, but we will bring a path over here. And I'm thinking let's do a 3x3. Perfect, just like that. Awesome. And then we'll do some paths over here as well. And a lot of these will be these 2x2s. And that's just because that's the one that kind of makes the most sense. And in these areas, I'm not going to add in, like, have it as dense as possible, because I think having, again, some paths that kind of weave around here is going to look for a really cool aesthetic. Today is like the day of paths, to be honest with you. We'll do a 4x4 over here. Awesome. Take those out, make sure they're the 4, and we'll leave that there. We will come over here. And we'll do these. Perfect. Awesome. I'd like these all to be the same height. Perfect, perfect. And let's actually take this out because I think a path could look cool there too. Paths, man. It's all about paths. It's always been about paths. Cool, cool. And we'll do 3s up to here. I think that makes sense. And we'll take out these paths. Awesome. And we'll do 2s on the other side. I'll do a 3 up to there. Perfect. And then we can have, dare I say, a path behind. Awesome. So these are, oh, we have this one. Perfect. And I like the idea of 3s. Cool, cool, cool. And then we'll take these paths out. Awesome. So now we have this road, or these roads, as kind of our main, like, not our main streets, but like this is where we have all of our row housing. And I think it's just going to be like a really cool design choice over here, to be honest with you. What we're going to do though, because like, for example, this street, these grids are taking up area that could otherwise be used for zoning. So in these areas, we're going to add paths along the backs of the row homes, and that is just for twofold. One, to have even more paths, and 2, that way we can have some other zoning types over here. So like if we put this in, our grid on our other areas kind of grows a little bit, right? So perfect, just like that. Awesome. We'll have these come out here. Cool, cool, cool. And then we'll connect all these up afterwards. I'm just putting them down so that I remember where they are. Perfect, perfect, perfect. So now let's come in here with our continuous line tool and let's connect up these paths. Cool, cool, cool. That one connects up over here. Don't need to worry about that. We'll do one back here. Perfect. And then we'll connect up these ones as well. Awesome. And we can even add a few more over here, which is nice. we'll do this one. I think that makes a little bit of sense. Cool, cool, cool. We'll leave this area. Let's do some, like a little bit of a park over here. Nothing crazy. Perfect, just like that. And I'm almost thinking of these paths like little mini alleyways. I know they're not alleyways, obviously, but I've seen some cool pictures, and unfortunately the game kind of takes it away from you when these buildings get to level 5 and they have fences. I mean, they already do actually have fences, but because without the fences, it looks much more like community-esque, if that makes sense. Cool, so we have these ones in, and we just do this one. Awesome, awesome, awesome. And now what we'll do is we'll go across these paths and we're gonna add other connections so that you can kind of walk around in between these areas. So like we'll take this comes over here and then we'll link these up, for example. Perfect, just like that. And honestly, we might as well link these up too. And I'm not going to add crossings to some of these areas, just because this is going to be a pretty busy street, and I don't think we need crossings all the time. Perfect, perfect. And I love that we're not destroying the zoning in some of these spots. Cool. And then we have like little parkettes behind here. Like I just think that that's going to look super cool once our density really starts to come in. And maybe we will add a crossing here just so that you can kind of get to the other side. Awesome. Well, let's bring one back here. Cool, cool. We'll do this other side. Cool, this side's done, and we'll do over here. Bring this all the way over here. Perfect, awesome, awesome. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Cool, we'll do over here as well. Probably leave it there, but over here, I definitely want to have a path that kind of snakes around, just that we have what could be like considered a park at this like tourist attraction. And I don't love the crossing there. That doesn't really make any sense. Awesome, just like that. And let's look at some more. Let's look at around here. Yeah, so we'll add a path across there. Perfect there, and we'll do one across here as well. Awesome, awesome. We'll do the same thing over here. Perfect. And I would love to have a little bit of a path kind of snake around the back of the elementary school, make it kind of look like it's its own little park area. Perfect, just like that. And then on these targeted areas, we'll add connections. Perfect, just like that. Awesome. We'll look around. I like the way that that looks. So now we can get into parks, which is really cool. I know for sure I want an American football field. I would definitely make this a hockey arena if we had it, but we don't. So I digress. And I'm thinking, I like how our soccer field over here is among density. I think that looks really cool. So I would like something very similar over here. So I'm thinking we're gonna put it like right in here because it fits very, very well, and it doesn't really fit well anywhere else. So I actually have to take out this beautiful path that we just put in here, which is actually good because it looks like this path should go all the way across and it doesn't. So this is a really good reason for it to stop. I'm gonna place it on this street. That way you can like reasonably walk along the path to the football stadium. I think that that would be really cool. And then we need to put some other parks around here. So we're gonna have some dense areas down over here. So I think it would make sense to put a couple city parks in these dense areas. So let's let's do one here. Cool. And then we'll do some smaller parks as well. So these areas over here are going to be slightly less dense. They're still going to be like medium dense, but you know, just a little bit. So we'll put a few around. We'll do some playgrounds because these are super, super easy as well. And actually, I would love to do some outdoor gyms. So in areas like this, right, we can totally put an outdoor gym on Highland Street right here. So let's turn off our snapping. Let's find where the road is or where it wants to go. Okay, so this right here is where the road is, or the bottom, I guess. So we'll place that right here and that fits like a glove. Let's do another one. Let's do another one right over here. So it's this right there. Oh, and this one actually isn't gonna fit. That's okay. But we could add one right over here. So let's do that. Perfect. And then on the other areas, we can add a playground. So like the one over here, we can do a playground. I think that would make sense. And I actually messed up where it is. That's fine. So we'll put that there. And then this area is going to be too small, but that's okay. We can add some trees and stuff, make it look like a nice little area. And cool. I like that. I like the way that that looks. So the next thing, we're going to put in all of our services. So we definitely need a crematorium. Probably going to put this a little bit away, to be honest with you. We are going to turn on snapping for this one. And I'm honestly just going to place this right here. I think that that's as good a spot as any. And then we need fire coverage. So we are going to put a firehouse down, let's see, down over here. Perfect. And then we do need a police station as well. And I would like this to be somewhat centrally located. So let's actually place this right here. And it's right in between our paths, right by the elementary school. I think that makes a lot of sense. Actually, let's put a park over here. And I think what we'll do is, let's do a basketball court over here. We'll do a basketball court over here. Awesome, awesome, awesome. And now let's start with our density. Let's start bringing stuff in. I do want to focus we're going to do our fill. I do want to focus our high density along the key walls. I think that would make sense. So we're going to do that. We're going to put our high density over here. Perfect. And then on some of these other areas, that's where we're going to put our medium density right there. So it kind of fits a little bit. Yeah, so we'll put our high density anywhere along these key walls. And again, like I said in the beginning, we're gonna run into, like we're already spent on our high density and we need a lot of medium density. So just knowing that, it's just something to keep in mind as we're doing this. So I'm gonna do medium or high across here. Awesome, we'll do that. We'll do one of these, cool. We don't have any paths over here. So actually we're probably gonna add paths later on. And now we need a lot of medium density and we need office as well. So we'll put our offices so that it kind of blends a little bit near our high density. And then we want to start to taper down on the other side of this. So I think we're going to do some mixed use zoning over here. And then we're going to have some medium density residential as well. So mixed use and high density along our collectors. So like this street as well. And then medium density kind of sprinkled everywhere in between. And then our offices as well. And what I'm hoping is that the offices kind of make this area look a little bit more realistic. If that happens, who knows? I am gonna speed up everything so that it goes a lot faster. Perfect. And we'll do offices around here. Awesome. And we will also do high density commercial around here as well. Perfect. Just like that. Oh, this is mixed? Did I do mixed? I don't think I did mixed. And we'll do some medium around here as well. Awesome. Awesome. We'll do some offices and then we'll do some high density commercial right by our hotel because the idea would be that the guests staying there would want to go out and have some fun. You know what I'm talking about? Cool, cool, cool. And we'll just kind of continue this zoning all the way across. So we'll do our medium density along here. And then we'll do our high density commercial over here. We'll bring it up to about there. Along this road, I think we're going to do mixed zoning on this side. And then on this other side, we're going to have our high density. Actually, no, we're not going to put anything down. I think it would make more sense to do like a little bit of a forested area on this other side. I think that could look quite nice. But we are going to do our mixed zoning across here. And then we're obviously going to leave everything by the school, but we will do maybe some lower income near the school. I think that could make some sense. Perfect, just like that. And trying not to forget about our offices as well. Awesome. Looking really, really cool over here. I think it's gonna look really nice once we're done. So I'm just gonna place down our zoning and then we'll look at it afterwards to see if it makes sense. Cool. And then over here by our ferry, we're gonna have our high density commercial mixed with some offices as well. And then we will bring high density commercial on the other side of Thornton Street, just up to about here, and then we'll leave the rest up there. And then we'll place some offices kind of around, sprinkled around. Perfect. So as we let this build, oh, we are seeing not enough electricity. Okay, pausing the game. I'm gonna look. So we're producing enough. But our transformer is overwhelmed, as you can see. So this only brings in 80 megawatts and we're using like 100 right now. So we need to add another transformer. So we'll probably add one over here, to be honest with you. And I'm thinking something super, super simple is let's just bring a road out like right here. I'm gonna do a small one for now, and then maybe we change it around later. I'm not really sure. This is kind of a temporary band-aid fix as we figure everything out, but we'll put our transformer right here, and then we'll set this up to the outside world. And then we'll click play, and this should, perfect. That is good to go. And really quickly, while this is kind of building out, I wanna look on our diagonal roads, and I'm liking the way that these are looking. I think this looks really cool. It kind of sticks out in this area, and I like it. I like it a lot. We're gonna let this go for a bit. Perfect. Yep. We're gonna let this go for a bit and see how it ends up. And while we're letting this go, I'm noticing we are seeing some absolutely insane traffic. So I think it's time to upgrade this road a little bit. And we're gonna do an asymmetric road because we're only seeing it on this one side. So we're gonna bring this down, and I'm hoping that that's going to help out a little bit. So now we should have, I think it should make a wee bit more sense over here. And we might have to do a little bit of a roundabout over here because it seems like this is a sticky spot. So let's do a larger roundabout. I think it calls for that, and hopefully this area down here kind of figures itself out, and it looks much better already, to be honest with you. And then we're gonna do that over here as well. Perfect, just like that. And we'll watch these areas to make sure that they're doing well. Now it seems like this road is backing up a bit. I think this is gonna clear itself out though, because this is the only piece of traffic. And once this is done, like we'll be fine. Like there's no traffic on these other roads. So I think it's gonna be okay over here. I think this 2-lane asymmetric all the way down is perfect, to be honest with you. And this will clear itself out. If it doesn't, then we'll upgrade this to a 4-lane because obviously our choke point is this road, but we shall see. We are seeing a crazy balance. We are making tons and tons and tons of money, which is incredible because that means that we can upgrade some of our city services. Like this fire station, we're using a very small firehouse for a very densely populated area. So I think it could be time to upgrade those. But before we do that, while we're waiting for this area to kind of fill out, I'm gonna come into our terraforming. We're gonna do our level terrain tool, and we are going to build these keys. So let's take this height and let's send it all the way up. I'm gonna kind of just come across here really quickly, and then we're gonna use the finer tool and clean up the areas a little bit more. So if it doesn't look perfect, that is okay. And we'll have to spend a little bit of time on that area as well. Cool. So we shall start over here. So I'm going to grab this height and we're going to use this to bring it in. And then we'll smooth it out over here. Awesome. Awesome. Want to make sure that we don't destroy this little mini island that we have. Awesome, awesome. So now let's just grab, with our 20 brush size, we're gonna bring it in as far as we can, fixing up the top as well. All right, looking decent over here. We are seeing some abandonment in some of our high density areas. That is okay, I think. I don't know. We're seeing lack of high skilled labor, and that's really interesting because we have a college and a university. Yes, they're not super close, but who cares? We only need one educated person, really. So I don't know why they're complaining about lack of high skilled labor. I think they need to chill a bit. What we can do, oh, cool, we got a new signature building, the Gatehouse Residence. So this looks like a medium density. Cool. Let's see, maybe we can place it somewhere where our skyline is. I think that could look kind of cool. These are offices. Are there any medium density areas that we can place this that would look good? Oh, we forgot over here. Let's place it right over here. So we'll put it right there. And that's really cool. I like that. That's a really nice building. Cool, cool, cool. And let's actually fill this area in as well. It seems like we need some more commercial. So let's just give the game what it wants. Let's put in some more commercial over here. Awesome. Looking really, really cool over here. The last thing that I want to do before we let this kind of just sim and play out is I do want these streets to have trees and grass in them. I think it's just going to look, honestly, I just think it's going to look really nice. So let's upgrade all of these streets to have that. We'll do this one and then we'll grab up here. Come all the way down. Oh, didn't want to do that. That's fine. Perfect. And then we'll do this street as well. And now let's add some trees over here too. And that way for two reasons. One, now we don't have parking on these main streets, which is perfect. We can have parking on the side streets, totally fine with that. But on the main streets, these are the busy streets and have parking along them. I hate having parking on streets. We didn't add any parking. Maybe we should on some of these, like this Soviet Russia area. So let's actually do that. Let's come in here with some parking and we'll do some medium parking lots along here. I'm really disliking the way that this is looking, to be honest with you. I think we should add a little bit more variation in here. We'll just grab sections and we'll do like that. Perfect. Just because, yeah, this area did not turn out the way that I was thinking. Like down here looks a lot more reasonable. It looks a little bit more mixed in. This looks very uniform and that doesn't really make a lot of sense. So let's change it. We'll do some commercial over here. Perfect. On these areas, these green areas, we know that there'll be lots of commercial demand. We'll put in commercial buildings there. We'll do some over here as well. And that should actually help with our demand meter as well, because we have a very large demand for commercial and not a lot of buildings working with it. Awesome, awesome, awesome. So we're gonna let this play out a bit. And while we do that, we should actually look at our internet. Oh my God. And we actually need more internet over here too. So let's come into our development points. Now we have 24, so we have more than enough. We are chilling. We can get some other stuff going on. So we have a port sorting facility. We have a server farm. That's cool. And we have a telecom tower. So I think we need, at the very least, we need the telecom tower, and we should upgrade our current radio masts into telecom towers. So we'll come over here. Let's take this out. See you later. And let's add a much larger, and this covers so much more space. It's actually crazy. Perfect. Right over here, this is now not going to be large enough. So I think we add one of these off of it, this larger one. This is huge too. This one's not going to fit over here either, unless we take out some buildings. But we can do that over here. We can take out some buildings. So let's take out this gym and we'll place that right in here. Awesome. And now everyone should have much better internet service. We honestly could probably take out this. Cool. And we can add maybe like a little park over here. We'll do an outdoor gym over here to honor the outdoor gym that we lost. And then let's see for this area. We're pretty good for internet. So let's actually see, can we just upgrade this? No, we cannot. We'll leave it for now because our internet service is decent. It's fine. It's not incredible, but it's not awful, to be honest with you. So we can leave that there. Our post is not great. So, I mean, even if we put post office over here, oh, these are mailboxes. Oh, we can put some mailboxes over here. Let's do that. Let's add some mailboxes. We'll put a mailbox. We'll put one over here. We'll put one over here. Put one over there. Honestly, pretty decent. We should actually add some more mailboxes over here as well. All right, so we're seeing a bit of demand for medium density, which is good. I would love to see one for high density, but that's okay. And now let's look at this area a little bit more. We still do have a ton, an absolute ton of the same buildings kind of scattered around here. So I think on some of these areas, we'll come back in here again and we'll rezone them where they make sense, like over here. And then we can put in like some medium, or we don't actually even have to. And we'll kind of let this go out for a bit. Yeah, I don't love the two of the exact same buildings right beside each other. I think that looks pretty dumb. So we'll take them out. Cool, cool, cool. Luckily, we do have quite the demand for medium density kind of starting to spring up, which is quite nice. Still no high density, but that's okay. And while we're waiting for that, I think we're gonna paint some trees. So the first one that we're going to do, an easy one, is we're gonna put some pine trees. We made it to big city, milestone 11. How great. We got some more development points. We have tons. We actually have to start spending these, and we have permits, which is awesome. We have 31. Yeah, we do not need to worry about holding back. But I do just want to paint some pine trees along this highway over here. And the reason for that is this is a very dense area, and this highway would probably be quite loud, to be honest with you. And I think it would just be nice to add a little bit of a forest over here. I think it will look nice when everything is kind of grown in. Perfect. And then we'll come over and we'll do some lindens as well. Awesome. And then the last thing that we're going to do, and we'll do this while we're letting the city kind of sim and build out, but we're going to come into the areas around our paths and we're going to add individual trees and just make it look a little bit more homey in these areas. And I like adding apple trees near schools because teachers and apples and stuff like that, you know? I know it sounds silly, but it's just me being honest. I'd rather be silly and honest than serious and a liar. All right, so our elementary school is looking really good, and that's pretty much it for apple trees. All right, and we're still seeing a very high medium density demand, which actually works in our favor because for the last thing that we're going to do, all of these houses, all of these low density homes, they don't need to be low density anymore, you know? These are a bad spot to put low density actually. So we should be upgrading these to be medium density. These commercial buildings, we're going to upgrade these to be mixed use. Paths, we're gonna use some paths in here as well. So we'll put this back here, just like that. Awesome. And then we'll do this, take all these out, and now that should grow in a little bit more, make a little bit more sense. Take these out again. Awesome. And we'll do the same thing right over here. Rezone this as mixed use. And then for these other areas, we have to dezone them, unfortunately, and bring in some medium density. So we'll do these. And now I don't want them all, because they're all gonna look like those little small, ugly buildings. I'm hoping that this looks decent, but we'll redo it if need be. Perfect, just like that. And then over here, I think we're gonna put some row homes in selected spots. So we'll do some row homes like across over here, perfect. And then we'll do medium density kind of everywhere else. Perfect. So we'll let this grow out a bit, and hopefully that helps this area a little bit. We really shouldn't have any low density homes over here, right? And we have some right over here. And I think this could make a really good spot for row homes. Same with over here as well. I'm gonna make sure that we don't accidentally zone too many row homes over here. But let's look and see what happens. We'll see what happens. We'll do some up to here. We'll bring in this. Perfect. Awesome. And that should be all of our low density homes. And now we do have quite the demand for low density. Kind of sucks because I was hoping that this was going to be low density. Now it would be an absolutely awful place. And I think unfortunately, we're just gonna have to have some urban sprawl. So maybe in the next one, we come over here and we create a nice low density area that doesn't, that we know we're not going to turn into a medium density at some point. But now I'm gonna come over here and we have some traffic issues. I think this will clear itself out, to be honest with you. I really do. This is much busier. We'll turn off traffic lights where it makes sense. Cool, cool, cool. So again, I'm gonna let this sim for a bit and play out, and hoping that letting it do its thing, it kind of, the high density demand kind of trickles in. Okay, so I'm noticing that we do not have the demand that I wish that we had for these high density spots. So we can either leave it and hope that it fixes itself with time. That is definitely an option. Our other option is to switch out for medium density in the short term. Yeah, switch out for medium density in the short term. And then as the city grows, switch the medium density for high density. So I think that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna let this grow in a bit, just in some of these areas, like right over here. And then as it grows in, then we'll see the demand kind of make a little bit more sense. And also it's not gonna look as, for lack of better words, boring over in these areas. Cool, cool, cool. So we'll let this build out a bit and see how it looks. Yeah, so it doesn't look phenomenal with these medium density buildings right beside these tall skyscrapers, but it's okay. It's okay. In the meantime, let's look over here. I know this has been a very long episode and I do apologize for that. Let's look over here. I think this looks pretty nice, to be honest with you. You can kind of tell that it used to be a suburb, so it looks a bit weird as you're kind of from the bird's eye view. When you're down on street level, it looks kind of cool, to be honest with you. It does make me wonder about changing some of these roads into higher capacity roads, but I think that is a story for a different time. All right, so we've let this sim for a couple, like I think about a month, maybe a little bit more in game, and it's starting to fill out a bit. So we did switch some buildings for some high density. I want these to be larger. Ideally, it's not giving us exactly what we want, but I mean, it is what it is. We'll keep on letting it go. But guys, that is where we're gonna leave it for today. In the next one, we do have quite a bit to do because we just added, I don't even know, probably like 10,000. How big is this? At least 10,000 population. And we're starting to see some traffic jam issues, which I have not dealt with in Cities 2. So I'm actually kind of excited about it, honestly. We're even seeing traffic over here, which is crazy. Oh my God. I mean, it makes sense. We're seeing lots of traffic over here. Very, very exciting. I'm very excited to play around with traffic in this game, but that is for next time. Guys, thank you so much for watching. If you like the video, like the video. If you love the video and you're not subscribed, what are you doing, man? Subscribe down below. Let me know in the comment section what you think we should name this area. Let me know. Come up with a good name and we'll put it in. I'm pretty excited about it. I think it's gonna look cool. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. Peace out.